Good evening and welcome to Euro 2024 live on LFS for our final group roundup of the tournament. The group stages end tonight and we will know our 16 teams through to the round of 16 that gets underway on Saturday at full time in these two fixtures tonight. Czech Republic are not one of the best thirds at the moment. They're bottom of that, but they've still got to play tonight. Turkey, they're in second. Georgia bottom of the group, and Portugal already through as group winners. It's a battle for possibly two more spaces, or it could be just the one, depending on results tonight. And it's Portugal who are already through as group winners. They will know that they will be in the round of 16, but which of the three other teams could join them? We're going to find out tonight. We're in Gelsenkirchen as Georgia take on Portugal, and in Hamburg as well as Czechia take on Turkey. Czechia and Turkey, a featured game that is going to be a one to watch. Our commentary game is Georgia against Portugal in Gelsenkirchen at the Arena auf Schalke, as we'll be watching the group winners against the side bottom of the group, the lowest ranked side in the competition, Georgia, and they will hope they can join the big boys in the knockouts. We already know 11 of our round of 16 teams. Spain, Germany, Denmark, Portugal, France, Belgium, Romania, Austria, England, Switzerland and Italy. This group tonight will wrap up not only the Group F teams, but also will wrap up the best thirds. At the moment, the four teams who are the best thirds in the European Championships are as follows: Netherlands, Slovakia, Slovenia and Hungary. Croatia already out, they cannot progress. Czechia, the only team that can flip it apart. It will be Czechia or Hungary who will be the last of the two. Netherlands, Slovakia and Slovenia all confirmed through. Hungary hang in the balance. And they've been hanging in the balance for the last couple of days, since Sunday night after they beat Scotland 1-0. Let's have a look at the teams then, and let's start with Czechia-Turkey. The two sides are in second and third at the moment. Czechia need a result tonight. A win is necessary if they want to progress. And Czechia start with Jandřich Staněk in goal. A back five of Vladimir Sofal, Thomas Holeš, Robin Hranac, and Ladislav Krejci and David Jurasek in defence. Thomas Souček, the captain, and Lucas Provod make up the midfield, with Antonin Barak, Adam Hlojek and Mojmir Chital make up the front three. For Turkey, Gunuk starts in goal, a back four of Mulder, Demiral, Akaydın and Kadiolu, with a midfield three of Çalhanoğlu, Özcan and Yüksek, with a front three of Arda Güler, the youngster from Real Madrid, Kenan Yildiz and Banzalper Yilmaz in attack. Ivan Hasek and Vincenzo Montella know that results are necessary. Turkey only need a point. Czechia need three. The parity will be decided. Who will progress? Will it be either of these two, or will they both be out? That's a possibility tonight if they don't get the desired result. To our game here in Gelsenkirchen. Georgia against Portugal. Let's start with the Georgian side. Bottom ranked in the group. The lowest ranked side in the competition. They face off as Georgi Mamardashvili starts in goal. Kakabadze, Velisani, Kasia and Loshiashvili alongside Diwali make up the defensive five. Koshrashvili, Chakadvadze and Kitishvili make up the midfield three, with Georgios Mikatadze their top scorer and the joint top goal scorer of the competition alongside Vika Kvaratskhelia leading the line for Georgia. On the bench for them, Loria, Gugurishvili, Tabadits, Gokulishvili, Kirkvelia, Altonishvili, Lobanjre, Viskiri, Segura, Titiashvili, Mekvabishvili, apologies, Vitaya, Zivzadadze, Davidishvili and Shengelia. For Portugal, they've made 8 changes to the side that beat Turkey 3-0 on match day 2. They start with Diogo Costa, who continues in goal. A back 4 of Diogo Dalot, Danilo Pereira, Antonio Silva and Gonçalo Inácio in defence. João Palhinha, João Neves and Pedro Neto make up the midfield, with Francisco Conceição off the right, João Felix off the left, and the number 7 indeed, CR7 himself, Cristiano Ronaldo, the captain, leading the line for Portugal. Even when they're through, he doesn't want to have a rest. On the bench for Roberto Martinez's side are Patricio Sá, Pepe, Mendes, Cancelo, Diaz, Vitinha, Bernardo Silva, Ruben Neves, Fernandes, Semedo, Nunes, Ramos and Jota. Georgia know that they need a win if they're going to get through. Portugal know they're already through, and they want to go through, become only the second side in the groups to win all 3 of their games. Kick-off in both Gelsenkirchen and in Hamburg as Group F concludes is on the way next. Very good evening. Welcome to Euro 2024 Live with me, Kevin Ferris, here on our final group roundup of the campaign. The group stages come to a close and it's shown off some exceptional football, some incredible goals, some wonderful performances, and some of the best being the best, but some of the unexpected showing up when they're needed. It's been a cracking Euro 2024 groups, and we hope for another one in 4 years' time. It will be fantastic. Our final 2 games are about to get underway. Earlier we saw Slovakia draw 1-1 with Romania, both sides going through there, and Ukraine devastatingly out against Belgium after their 0-0 draw, all finishing on 4 points in that group. Ultimately, Ukraine going out. It's not quite as tight in this group, though. It's actually a lot more expansive. 5 points separate top from bottom before kick-off. Portugal on 6. Georgia on just the 1 point. Portugal already through after their 3-0 victory with Turkey on match day 2, and their comeback victory against Czechia on match day 1 saw them pick up 6 points from a possible 6 so far, so they're in a wonderful position, and they know that they will face the 3rd place team, either Hungary or Slovenia, in the knockouts. Depending on what happens here tonight, we will confirm that for you. If the 3rd place team in this group qualifies, then Portugal will play Hungary. Sorry, if the team in this group 3rd does not qualify, Portugal will face Hungary. If 3rd place in this group does qualify, then Portugal will play Slovenia. That is what they know. The runners-up of this group will play Austria, and if the team that gets into the qualifies 3rd gets through, well, they will know that they will face the winner of Group B, Spain. That is the quality that awaits these teams as they are ready to get underway here in Gelsenkirchen at the Arena auf Schalke between Georgia and Portugal. Kvaratskhelia and Ronaldo there just hugging it out. And in Hamburg as well between Czechia and Turkey. We'll watch as it all unfolds in front of our eyes tonight in the final of the group roundups. So we get underway here in Gelsenkirchen. Portugal, one of the impressive sides of the tournament so far, face off against the lowest ranked side who have impressed themselves. Were close to getting something out of Turkey and kept it very close against Czechia, almost beating them with that last gasp effort completely missed. But ultimately in the end, they know their fate lies in the hands tonight. They have to win to progress. They know that is the case. And if they do, they will be in dreamland. The Georgian fans and the Georgian players. But it's a long way away yet before any of that happens. Georgia in red and black tonight, and Portugal in a light blue colour this evening. Interesting, with the Portugal making all those changes. We saw Spain make 10 changes against Albania on Monday night, and they scraped through with a 1-0 victory against Albania to knock Albania out. Albania knew they needed a win out of that one to progress. It's the same fate for Georgia against Portugal tonight. We'll also keep an eye on, obviously, Czechia against Turkey, which is underway in Hamburg in the Volksparkstadion. And you'll not miss a single thing here as Georgia come forward. Here's Mikatadze through to Kvaratskhelia. 1-0. What a start for Georgia. That is absolutely unbelievable stuff. The lowest ranked side in the competition have taken the lead against the group winners. Portugal shocked. Georgia on cloud 9. Their star man, Fika Kvaratskhelia, has given them the lead. Terrible from Portugal at the back here. I think it was Antonio Silva gives it away into the path of Mikatadze, who's been the finisher for Georgia. He threads it through for Kvaratskhelia from a tight angle, edge of the 6-yard box. Swipes it past Diogo Costa to give Georgia the lead. What a start in Gelsenkirchen. Georgia 1, Portugal 0. What a start. 93 seconds and Georgia lead. That is remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. And Kvaratskhelia is the absolute monster for Georgia. He's their motivator, and he's motivated them with a perfect start here this evening. Let's show you the table. And this would be incredible. As it stands, Georgia would qualify third with 4 points. That would knock out Hungary. That would mean Hungary wouldn't finish third because of their points tally. They would be out, and Georgia would qualify alongside Slovakia, Slovenia and the Netherlands in third in this group. That is, of course, with Czechia and Turkey drawing at the moment. If that were to change elsewhere, then it would change here. Because if Czechia were to take the lead against Turkey now, Georgia would not be through. They would be out, bottom of the group on 4 points, I believe. I'd have to rearrange that. Apologies, no, that's not the case. Georgia winning. If Czechia were to win, Turkey would be out. Czechia and Georgia would both go through. If Turkey were to lead against Georgia, then Czechia would stay bottom and they would have no chance of going through. Czechia still know their job. They need to win to have a chance. I almost confused myself there. What a start. Fika Kvaratskhelia. Wow. And Portugal mistake that gifts Georgia a lead that puts those fans on cloud 9. Sensational moment. I said it, 93 seconds. Portugal went behind against Czechia a lot later than this. They went behind and came back with a lot less time on the clock. They can do it again, but they don't need to do it again. They've already won the group. But the mentality of this Portuguese side is not that of not wanting to win. It's of wanting to show up and perform and deliver. To keep their momentum going in this tournament. Because they're one of the impressive sides so far. The way they fought so hard to battle back against Czechia on match day 1 after it looked really glum for Portugal. And then that comfortable win over Turkey on match day 2. So we've just seen Czechia have a shot there at goal against Turkey. Remember, as I said, if Czechia were to win and Georgia were to win, Turkey would be out. That's how close it is. Neto. Palhinha out to the right hand side. Headed away there by Lovrishvili. And Roberto Martinez's side have been shocked in the early moments. But a long way for them to go. They've shown wonderful character already in this tournament. They can certainly do it again. There's Francisco Conceição. Back to Danilo. Those 8 changes, as I said, for Portugal. One of those changes committing the mistake that ends up giving Georgia the run-in on goal. Here's Francisco Conceição. Trying to link up with Ronaldo. He felt he was fouled, but strong challenge, says the referee, as Georgia try and break out, but again, well closed down. Referee Sandro Scherer from Switzerland this evening here in Gelsenkirchen. And Georgia will know their task. They're up against one of the most clinical finishers in world football, and Cristiano Ronaldo. And they've got an array of talent elsewhere with Conceição, Felix, Neto amongst them. And loads of those on the bench as well that can deliver. Plus those that can head from set pieces. A lot of height defensively. Portugal are filled with attacking quality all over the pitch. And you don't want to count your chickens before they've hatched. Certainly not against this Portugal side. Kakabadza. Nice work in down the line here from Georgia. Chipped up the top. The run from Chakvidadze. Sorry. Tried to make the run, but Portugal had that one covered, and Danilo just marauding forward. Across to Antonio Silva. Now Dalot. Manchester United full-back. Playing wing-back tonight for Portugal. Going to a back 3 with Inácio, Danilo and Antonio Silva in a back 3. And then Neto on the left-hand side in that left wing-back role, with Dalot on the right-hand side in a right wing-back role. It's interesting. 2 very different qualities of wing-back in terms of Neto is a more naturally attacking player, with Dalot a more naturally defensive player. Which is an interesting technique from Roberto Martinez, but obviously trying something with those changes. But Georgia are the story at this moment in time. And Georgia started their tournament against Turkey. They went behind against Turkey from Mulder's effort. They then levelled through Mikatadze before ending up going behind again through Arda Güler's effort before the third goal. As they were pushing for the late equaliser, Georgia, they conceded a third, but they got off to a decent start in terms of their performance against Turkey. And that's the point. And we've made the point right through the tournament so far. No team out of the 24 teams that have qualified for this tournament, no team in terms of the smaller sides have embarrassed themselves. No team has been torn to pieces and have been kind of completely undone. There's one team that have conceded 5 goals. That was Scotland, and they were down to 10. They were 3-0 down at half-time. If I'm not mistaken, there's not been a single game other than that that's seen more than 3 goals for one side. So no side has completely torn anyone to bits other than that Scotland win, and that is correct. There's only been one game so far where we've seen over 3 goals for one side, and that was the opening game of the tournament. So no side has come to this tournament and embarrassed themselves completely and looked completely hopeless. They've all delivered something. They've all offered something. And crucially, another point, no team, that means no team, I will repeat, has ended the tournament and will end the tournament on 0 points. Every single team has got a point at least. Poland were at risk of doing that if they lost to France yesterday, but they drew with France, so they were the only ones that were at risk of not getting points. But no team has come and embarrassed themselves here at the European Championships, and that's what we want: a tight competition, a well-fought competition, and 24 teams that are capable of competing with each other. That's what we want, and that's what we've seen as Georgia get the brick of the ball again. Here comes Kvaratskhelia to Mikatadze. Mikatadze, edge of the box, overrun it, plays it back across to Korkorashvili, out to the left-hand side, cross comes in, headed away by Neto. As Felix gets slightly caught there, will be a free kick to Portugal. As João Felix tries to break forward for Portugal, he commits got the foul committed against him there by Kakabadze. Swung a right leg out there. The Georgian right wing back, Otar Kakabadze. Ball forward by Inacio, trying to find Ronaldo. Well closed down again as Khoshrashvili lays it off out to the right hand side to Kitiashvili. Back to Loshrashvili. Kitiashvili to Diwali. Cross to Kasia, the Georgian captain. Plays it forward, has space and time. Here's that was Chakavadze, but couldn't find the pass forward to either Kvaratskhelia or Mikatadze. Well closed down by Portugal, but there are spaces. There is space here for Georgia to get forward if they're committed. You're playing a 5-3-2 out of possession. 5 at the back, 3 in midfield, and the 2 centre forwards in Kvaratskhelia and Mikatadze. Trying to block out that midfield. Portugal has fought 4 in the front line there for a second. Inacio. Neves. Out wide to Felix. And Felix's cross, looking for Ronaldo. Well dealt with by Kasia. And now Kitiashvili under pressure. Ultimately giving the ball away. João Neves tried to find it to Pedro Neto. The last touch will be off a Portuguese player in João Neves, and it will be a throw-in to Georgia. Elsewhere, Turkey and Czechia. At the moment, it is still Czechia 0, Turkey 0. Turkey have had 1 or 2 good efforts since that Czechia shot a bit earlier on. So Arda Güler, who got himself involved with an absolute goal of the tournament competitor on match day 1, has already had an involvement against Czechia so far. Here's Lokoshvili looking for the deep cross. Took a deflection and easily be gathered by Diogo Costa there. Kvaratskhelia was in the middle, but the deflection took it away from him. Inacio for Portugal. Gonçalo Inacio, the Sporting defender, 22 years old, still very young, but pipped as one of the next best centre-backs in world football. We'll talk about what he did in Liga Portugal. Scored 1 goal in 32 appearances for Sporting last season. 13 clean sheets as a centre-back. Got his only goal of the tournament. Only goal in the Portuguese league way back in December in a game that they lost against Vitória. So certainly not an energising goal scorer. It was a close game, 3-2 they lost that one. But Gonçalo Inácio is more well known for, not for his goal scoring, certainly for his defending. As Portugal get the free kick here. Francisco Conceição with the free kick. Won that there off. Just trying to see who makes the challenge. It's De Lasha Devali. Makes the foul and will be a free kick to Portugal here. We haven't seen a goal directly from a free kick as of yet. This will be a rocket if it needs to be from Cristiano Ronaldo. We've seen him do it before. This is at some distance though. If he was to do this, this would be one of the best. If I get the wide angle, I'll be able to tell you how far out it is. At the moment, they're not giving me the wide angle. There's Ronaldo having a chat with the referee. I'm guessing it's 3 yards in between. Very central. He's done it before. Can he do it again? Cristiano Ronaldo. Oh, it's a good effort. But well saved by Mamardashvili to parry it behind for the corner. It was a straight strike. Straight down the throat of the keeper, Mamardashvili, but you do not want to have slippy hands there. It's a decent save by Mamardashvili, but a decent effort equally so by Cristiano Ronaldo. Portugal will get the corner now. Right hand side it will be. Bodies in the box. 5 of them. Right footed delivery. Cleared away at the front post. Wasn't the greatest of clearances by Lokolashvili, but was cleared away. Throw in. Whipped back in by Portugal. Flicked on by Inácio. And then on the end of that one was one of the Portuguese attackers as Mamardashvili tries to go long. The run from Mikatadze against Dalot. Dalot does well for Portugal there. It's good defending as Portugal retrieve possession again. So, Georgia 1, Portugal 0 in Group F. 17 minutes gone. Let's with the scoreline elsewhere. Czechia and Turkey 0-0. This is the way the group will finish as it stands. Portugal, already group winners. Won't have that 100% record though as it stands. They will be on 6 points. Turkey would finish second on 4 points. They only need to draw Turkey no matter what happens elsewhere. As long as they keep Czechia at bay, they will be fine. Georgia, currently winning on 4 points in third. They will qualify in third place. And Czechia will be leaving us at this stage as it stands. If Georgia win and Czechia fail to beat Turkey, Czechia will be going home. But a long way to go in the competition in this game tonight. Ronaldo's effort from 30 metres, it was clocked at 130 kilometres per hour, is some effort. It was too much pace on it for Mamardashvili to catch, and you certainly wouldn't want to catch that type of effort. As I said, you wouldn't want to have slippy hands there. And he had strong hands that palmed it behind for the corner, Mamardashvili. It ultimately came to nothing. Here's Gonçalo Inácio to Antonio Silva. Diogo Dalot into Ronaldo's path, but his touchback from Ronaldo there is cleared away as Kvaratskhelia gets himself in a muddle. Here's Conceição, challenged well there by Koshrashvili. Won that challenge, but Georgia can't keep the possession. Pressed out of it again. Dalot to Conceição. Back it comes to Palhinha. Another hot topic on the press. João Palhinha, the Fulham midfielder, was very close to joining Bayern Munich last summer and also in January, but the deal wasn't over the line. But he's certainly not opposed to a move to Germany, so could be playing in this stadium for Bayern Munich very shortly if that deal was to go through in the Arena of Schalke. And the referee there not happy with that challenge. That time it was committed by Koshrashvili on Conceição. It is a free kick. No doubt about that one. Every time I look over to my second screen here to watch Czechia against Turkey for a slight moment, there's bodies flying everywhere. Seems to be an absolute a battle match. Back to the 90s type of football, that. Challenges flying in everywhere. Still 0-0. 20 gone here in Gelsenkirchen. Portugal with another free kick. 20 gone. Felix with the delivery. Back post, and the header from Antonio Silva is well behind. But Ronaldo not happy. He felt he should have got the header across. Wanted his teammate to leave it. Ronaldo could have tapped it past Mamardashvili there, but Antonio Silva got in his way. There has been a red card in Hamburg at the Volksparkstadion, and it is going to be Czechia that have gone down to 10. It is Antonin Barak who has been sent packing. So, a red card in that one sees Czechia down to 10. Certainly not what they need. They're going out as it stands, currently drawing with Turkey. Just seeing the challenge again. That's not a red card. See it again. I mean, could it be a second yellow? Oh, yeah, it is. Apologies. It's a second yellow. He got a yellow card for an earlier challenge, and then committed another late challenge, which got him a second yellow. So 2 yellows is a red for Czechia player Antonin Barak, who has seen red. The second red card of the tournament. Ryan Porteous of Scotland got one in the opening game, and that's only the second red card of the tournament so far. So that is Czechia down to 10, which is certainly not good news for them. Good news for Turkey, because they only need a draw, and if they get a win, then they will be much more comfortable in the group. They'll not finish any higher than seconds. That's impossible. Portugal are already group winners, but Turkey at the moment, if they do win, they would be level on points with Portugal, which would also mean, listen to this, if they were to win Turkey, Georgia could get a draw and still qualify. That is the way it stands at the moment. So even a win wouldn't need to be necessary for Georgia. They could hold on and get a draw out of Portugal here this evening and still qualify if Turkey beat Czechia, with Czechia down to 10. But that's all here, there and everywhere at the moment. That's hearsay for the moment. It's not good for Czechia. They're in a real tough position. They've got a free kick for the moment, though. If they get a goal, they'll have something massive to hold on to if they could get that. Here's Danilo for Portugal. Inácio chops in field. Nice touch. Across to Neves. Now Felix. Felix trying to squeeze his way through, but marshalled all the way, although Neves will have his shot blocked. Bodies on the line from Georgia, as Danilo did very well there. Mikatadze was ready for the back pass, but Danilo there, sorry, did very well. The switch ball from Portugal is wayward. Just see that chance again. João Felix trying to squeeze his way through. It's fabulous defending from Veliciani to get in his way, and then the follow-up blocked effort by, I think it was Koshrashvili on the edge of the box against João Neves. As there will be a stoppage here for the moment. There's another player down. It's Kichishvili. Yeah, just a collision with João Felix. So a free kick, or just I don't know if it was a free kick. Certainly a stoppage for the moment to allow him to get a bit of treatment there. Kichishvili. Just see that goal again. It's an awful pass across the defence from Antonio Silva. And the movement is wonderful from the front two of Georgia. The pass from Mikatadze is threaded through beautifully. And then the touch and the shot from Kvaratskhelia is wonderful across goal. It's a beautiful goal. But that's their only moment in the game so far, to be honest. If you look at if you get a momentum map up, it's been tiny bit Georgia, and the rest has been all Portugal. Incredible. So that's the way we stand at the moment, as Kijishvili has received treatments, and we're back and going. 93 seconds that goal was scored. Certainly not the 23 seconds for Albania, who scored the quickest in European Championships history, of course. But it's certainly an early shock that was for Portugal that they weren't expecting. And then a chance, just couldn't be gathered there by Mikatadze. The pass just slightly wayward, and Portugal had bodies in the way to clear it behind, but clear it back to their keeper. But still some glimpses that Georgia can kind of latch upon the somewhat complacency of Portugal at times. There's certainly not complete fluidity from this Portuguese side, although expected, considering they have made 8 changes tonight. And it's crazy that they've made 8 changes, Portugal, but this team would be a starting side for a lot of these nations. The depth and quality is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Dallo to Conceição. It's a chop in field, looks to lift it into the box, but Cashia's miss kick there will go behind for a Portugal corner. Tried to clear his lines there, did the Georgian captain Guram Kashia, but ended up slicing it behind for a corner, which puts Georgia under unnecessary pressure. Short corner taken by Felix. Across by Pedro Neto. No one in there, and the shot comes off the outside netting from Francisco Conceição. Have to see the replay. There's a player down as well. It's the short corner taken. Neto with the cross in. There was a player in there. I couldn't see who that was. It was not Inácio. Antonio Silva. It was up for the header. It went all the way through and then out for Conceição on the right hand side. Ronaldo felt he was pulled by Loshashvili. The referee's just given Ronaldo a yellow card here for complaints. And of course you have to show some level of dissent as the captain to be booked. Of course you can, as the captain, talk to the referee, but Ronaldo must have said something the referee clearly didn't like, and he's booked CR7 here. Ronaldo incensed that he felt he was pulled, but from what I could see, it was 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. They were both pulling each other there, Ronaldo and Luka Lokoshvili. There's nothing in that for me. Not a chance that is a penalty for Ronaldo there. I can see where he's coming from, but he's wrong. Simple as that. Inácio back to Danilo, to Antonio Silva. Well, we can have stats galore tonight. We could have, if Mikatadze scores, we could have a clear top goal scorer tonight. We do have 6 players on 2 goals as the joint top scorers. Mikatadze, Fulkrug, Musiala, Gakpo, Marin and Schranz. There's incredible amounts of numbers of players on 1 goal. A few of them Portuguese as well. 3 Portuguese players on 1 goal. Conceição is 1, Bernardo Silva and Bruno Fernandes are the others. Ronaldo yet to score in the competition, which is unheard of for him. And we have 7 players who have scored an own goal so far. So, also we can see Georgia so far have scored 3 goals in their games. 1 in each so far. 1 against Turkey, which was Mikatadze. The other one in the previous game, again Mikatadze. And this one, of course, is Kvaratskhelia in this game. Felix! Well, not a bad effort from João Felix there. Wide of the right post from distance. Not a bad effort. We've seen many's a goal from outside the box in this tournament so far. That could have been another one. João Felix was arrowing towards it. It just goes narrowly wide of the right post. Not too far away from the Portuguese number 11. João Felix, the 24-year-old, was on loan at Barcelona. Will rejoin Atletico. His loan officially ends on the 30th of June. So he is technically still a Barcelona player, but will rejoin Atletico back from his loan from Barca at the end of the month. So when Portugal play again, which will not be until July, because they don't play their knockout game until the 1st of July, which is Monday, which is in 5 days' time, Portugal. João Felix will be back with Atletico. But that's not important at the moment. As Kvaratskhelia and João Palhinha there in a tussle. And Kvaratskhelia has won Georgia the free kick. Still goalless in Hamburg between Czechia and Turkey. Czechia down to 10 after Barak's 2 yellow cards. So seeing him see red. It's the first yellow card, red card of the tournament. The only other red card involvement was Ramportius, which was a straight red. So 2 yellows for Barak, but still goalless in Hamburg in the other game, which at the moment, as it stands, Georgia will be through 3rd, Turkey would finish 2nd, and Portugal would finish top, as they already know. Portugal already know they're through. After that would conclude, as I said, that Hungary would not get 3rd place. Hungary would not qualify. Therefore, it would be C, D, E, and F groups that will have 3rd place teams in them, and that would mean that I'll get to that in a moment. As Kvaratskhelia through the lines, Mikatadze back to Kvaratskhelia, still alive, as he tried to snap the shot into the near post, but hit the side netting there. Kvaratskhelia. That would mean that Portugal will play the runner 3rd place of Group C, which is Slovenia. That would also mean that the runner-up of this group, which would be Turkey at the moment, would face Austria. And then 3rd place in this group, I have to figure this one out. 3rd place in this group would face the winner of Group B, which is Spain. So, as it stands, Spain would play Georgia, Turkey will play Austria, England would play the Netherlands, Romania would play Romania would play the 3rd place team in Group C. That's strange. No, sorry, England would not face the Netherlands. I do apologise. Romania would face the Netherlands. England would face Slovakia, and Portugal would face Slovenia. So Spain will face the team in this group finishing 3rd at the moment, which is Georgia. So it doesn't get much easier for Portugal or for Georgia if they do go through. But this is what they want. If they get through, that would be absolutely sensational. It would be incredible. If we just take into consideration here what this would mean. Georgia are ranked 74th in the world. Here comes Ronaldo. Effort blocked. Corner. Georgia bodies on the line again. Just trying to see again. It was nice work between Palhinha and Neto. And then Palhinha's ball in behind. Ronaldo made the run. And the block, I think, was from Velishani that put the block in, as Felix will take this corner for Portugal. Got back to João Neves. Dallo. Seen off the ball, but the referee's played on. And Georgia are almost through. Mikitadze was making the run, but they couldn't find the pass there. Kitishvili, but look at Kvaratskhelia charging through. And it has to be curtailed. And Georgia will get the free kick off Diogo Dallo. Dallo, who felt he was fouled initially. The referee played on. Georgia come up the other end. And again, who but Kvaratskhelia to carry them up the pitch and get them a free kick. Their goal scorer at the moment has given them a good chance from a set piece. 10 minutes to go in the first half. Georgia leading Portugal by a goal to nil. Kvaratskhelia, who scored, will whip this one in, and it's almost all the way through. For a split second there, I thought he'd done it again. Kvaratskhelia, and it's just over the head of, who's that? Velishani, I think. Very close from the free kick for Georgia. As here comes Neto for Portugal. Looping ball in. Away by Defali. Here's Inácio. Out wide to Neto. Portugal still pushing. Still trailing for the moment. Neto has his cross. And an attempt of a cross blocked by Kakabadze. Will be a corner to Portugal once again. And that will be their fourth corner of the game for Portugal. Still 0-0 elsewhere, Czechia and Turkey, but there's a issue. Czechia are complaining of a Turkish player committing a foul. We'll see it again in a moment. As Portugal's corner comes in, Ronaldo got up for it, but it was nowhere near him. It's Georgia clear. Here's Conceição for Portugal though. Down the right. Chops infield again. Held on to. The referee says no foul. Lets the game play. Not much in that again. Just maybe a bit too easy to go to ground, Portugal, at the moment, these players. Need to be a bit more physically battling. This is not going to be an easy walk in the park for them. Georgia are not going to allow them time and space on the ball. They are going to put in challenges, and you need to battle. If you're not going to win your battles and be physically challenging, then you're going to be done out here in this game. Kakabadze. Georgia are very strong at the moment. Their tactical play is wonderful. The movement in between the lines to drag players out of position, to create spaces for other players. It's wonderful so far. It's glorious from Georgia. Fabulous. As Conceição felt it was pulled there by Chakvetadze, but there's nothing in that. I've just seen the replay and it's far too weak. Goes down far too easily there, Conceição. As Georgia will get the throw in after they switch the ball across, and Dallo headed it out for a throw. Francisco Conceição, another one of the youngsters in this Portuguese side, 21, was on loan at Porto. Was going back to Ajax, but has been officially signed by Porto. He will join on a permanent deal after leaving them in July 22. He came through the Porto Academy, Conceição. He then joined Ajax in July 22 for £4.3 million. He then went back on loan in September 2023 to Porto. That loan deal came to an end at the end of this season, and he will officially join Porto on the 1st of July for £8.5 million. Certainly not a great deal for Porto. Ultimately, the fact that they sold him for 4.3 and are now buying them back for double the money. Felix. Inácio. To Palhinha. Antonio Silva. Again, playing that ball forward. No one there to meet it for Georgia. That's for Portugal, sorry, but Georgia playing out. As Kvaratskhelia tried to break forward, but Danilo just sees him off. He went down, Kvaratskhelia, but the referee's played on. Here comes Felix, trying to squeeze it through for João Neves, but all the way through to Marmadashvili. As the Georgian goal scorer, Kvaratskhelia, still down. Yeah, it was a stray left hand there from Danilo, but it's not a foul. I don't think that's a foul on Kvaratskhelia. Again, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. And if you don't know what that means, if you haven't heard that phrase before, it basically means it's neither here nor there. It's just both have given as good as they've got. I'm using more cliches to back up my cliche, but you get what I mean. There's not much in it, basically. That's what it means. I've just seen Ronaldo's effort from a bit earlier on. That was blocked. This would be a glorious first half if Georgia could see it out. Portugal, of course, who've made 8 changes for this game. They've got strength and depth on the bench. Just read through these names and you'll be terrified. Pepe, Nuno Mendes, João Cancelo, Ruben Dias, Vitinha, Bernardo Silva, Ruben Neves, Bruno Fernandes, Nelson Semedo, Mateus Nunes, Gonçalo Ramos and Diogo Jota are the outfield players for Portugal on the bench, alongside the 2 goalkeepers, José Sá and Rui Patricio. But if they need to make changes, they can. Portugal. It might get even more difficult in the second half if Georgia are still leading in this game. Remember, as I said, if Turkey can beat Czechia, Georgia don't need a win. A draw would be enough at that point to see them through on goal difference. Because if Turkey were to take a 1-goal lead and Georgia were to concede, they would both be on -2 on goal difference on 1 point apiece. Sorry, no. Czechia would be on 1 point. Georgia would be on 2 points. So even if Georgia were to lose, they could still get through if Czechia were to lose quite convincingly. That would be the case. I do apologise for making that slight mistake. It does get confusing at times, but we move. But at the moment, Georgia are very, very stubborn defensively. They're not allowing Portugal space and time. They're not allowing them to roam free through. It's Ronaldo again, well marked and seen off the ball. The referee saying a fair challenge once again, as the ball comes out to Lokashvili. Good, decent touch there by Chakvetadze. The foul will go against Chakvetadze there as the pull back on Antonio Silva. We'll see Portugal get the free kick. Although Dallo again trying to control it in the middle, almost gave it away. Felix, wonderful skill there from João Felix. Here's Conceição. Felix, lovely tip. Conceição at the byline. Back to Felix. Across now to Palhinha, who sees his effort wide. Wouldn't have been a bad team goal, that. It all started with João Felix's absolutely wonderful bit of skill, linking up beautifully with Conceição, and then the cut back across to Palhinha. Just a side-footed across. It had Mamardashvili diving, but he didn't have to in the end, as it did go a decent bit wide from João Palhinha, the Fulham midfielder. Kvaratskhelia tracking back, trying to help his team out, but they've lost the ball here. And the brick is on. Neves to Neto. Pedro Neto brought down, but he's dived according to the referee. And it's going to be a free kick to Georgia and a yellow card for Pedro Neto. Ronaldo complaining. He has to be watching himself here, Ronaldo. He's on a yellow as well. But the referee has the best view. He was literally on top of that. So, see it again. That is not a foul. That is incredible refereeing. Neto knows what he's doing. He drags his foot along the floor, waiting for the contact to fly to the floor. I said about these Portuguese players going down far too easily, and that is wonderful refereeing from the Swiss ref. Wonderful to spot that. And Pedro Neto deservedly getting a yellow card for diving. Simulated that completely. Kvaratskhelia. Through the lines it goes. Koshrashvili. Chakfitadze. Mikatadze. As Kvaratskhelia has it closed down by João Neves. Dallo. Neves. Portugal pressed very highly, but too much there. Ultimately from Koshrashvili. And Portugal got the free kick there. Here's João Felix. 45 minutes are up, and we will have 2 added minutes at the end of the first half here. We'll see how long's added on elsewhere as well. So 45-minute mark has just surpassed there, and the shot from distance from Felix there, straight into the hands of Mamardashvili. Again, edge of the box effort, similar to his previous one, but that one a lot lower and a lot easier for Mamardashvili to grab. 3 added minutes in Hamburg between Czechia and Turkey in the first half, and Czechia have a corner, so keep an eye out for that one. Remember, if Czechia were to score, then they would be leading, therefore meaning that Turkey would be on 3 points and they would be bottom of the group. With Georgia winning, they cannot be toppled out of 3rd place at the moment. Georgia winning secures them knockout football, no matter what happens elsewhere between Turkey and Czechia. But if either one of those two teams were to win, similar to Belgium and Ukraine a bit earlier on, in the fact that Turkey and Czechia, either one of those two teams win, they will go through. A draw would be more than enough for Turkey to finish 2nd. So as long as they don't lose, Turkey, they will be through. That was the task coming into the game. Corner for Portugal. Last 30 seconds of the half. We'll look at the table and round up the first halves for you at half time. Corner for Portugal. Delivery deep. And Mamardashvili had to use his hands to clear it away there. It was curling towards his goal. Neves, now Conceição. Maybe one last chance for Portugal in the first half. But Koshrashvili does very well against Conceição to clear it away. And flying into challenges as Georgia still come away with the ball. Mikatadze just lost out there. But there's the half-time whistle. First half comes to a close in Gelsenkirchen here at the Arena of Schalke, and at the moment it is 74th ranked in the world Georgia who would be qualifying for the knockout stages ahead of Czechia in this group. It would be a remarkable result and a headline of this tournament. Portugal already through, made 8 changes. You can see it. Kvaratskhelia could be the saviour for Georgia. Half time in Gelsenkirchen. It is Georgia 1, Portugal 0. Analysis on the way next. Bodies in the box, McTominay's in! Takes a deflection! Scotland take the lead! Scott McTominay, their top scorer in qualifying for the Euros, is their opening scorer at the Euros. Scott McTominay's deflected effort gives the Tartan Army the lead. Scotland leading Cologne. Welcome back to Euro 2024 live here in LFS at half-time in our final group roundup of the tournament. And we could be on for the biggest shock. We're leaving the best till last, seemingly. Czechia 0, Turkey 0 at half-time. But it is Georgia, who are the lowest ranked side in the competition, leading Portugal by a goal to 0. Vika Kvaratskhelia goal separating the sides. The only goal of the group so far. And that is where we stand at half-time. So, let's run you through that first half then. A cracking first half in Gelsenkirchen at the Arena of Schalke between Georgia and Portugal. Portugal got the kick-off, wanted to start well, but within 93 seconds they were behind. And it was Vika Kvaratskhelia that finished off the effort. It was a counter-attacking move from Georgia. A poor mistake by Antonio Silva, playing it around the defence. Played it across his back three. Didn't realise that Georgia had committed a press. And it was Georgia's Mikatadze that picked up the ball and got Georgia on their move. Vika Kvaratskhelia broke into space. The wonderfully threaded through ball by Mikatadze to Kvaratskhelia in behind, and the wonderful finish to the far corner past Diogo Costa from the Georgia number 7, giving Georgia the lead. They defended very resolutely despite Portugal poorly controlling the game for the majority of the first half, but it is Georgia who are in control. They're leading, they've got the advantage, and at the moment, for the first time in their history, they could be heading to the knockout stages of the European Championships, and that would be a dream. At the moment, as it stands with everything elsewhere, they would face Spain in the knockout stages in the round of 16, Georgia, and that would be on Sunday. That would take place, that game, Sunday against Spain, as it stands. Long way to go though yet. But Portugal, they've won the group, they've topped the group, they know that they're comfortable into the round of 16. They already knew that coming into this one tonight. They didn't need to do anything, but they wanted. You can clearly Portugal, their kind of motivating factor tonight is finish the group. 9 points from 9, 3 wins from 3. A pretty impeccable start to the campaign. Only one other team has done that in their group, and that was Spain. Won 3 of their 3 games against Croatia, Italy, and Albania, all without conceding a goal. Portugal have conceded, of course. That opening game against Turkey they did concede, but not against Turkey, against Czechia. Ultimately, it is an absolute screamer of a table. We'll just show you the table at the moment, if we can get it up. I do apologise. There we are. So, that's the way the table looks at half-time, and it's really exciting for Georgia. Portugal leading the way on 6 points. Turkey, remember, Turkey only need to avoid defeat to secure their place in the knockouts. At the moment they are doing that. They are second on 4 points. Georgia are in third on 4 points, and Czechia in fourth. Georgia could take second place if they were to score another goal and win by 2 goals against Portugal tonight, but that is beyond their wildest dreams, surely. Third place is more than enough. A win is what they need, and that is what they're getting. Czechia would be the team that would be on the chopping block and leaving us tonight if these results were to stand till the final whistle. Czechia would finish on 2 points and knocked out of the group. They would be the only team in the group without a win if the results were to hold. Right, so that's the way we stand at half-time. Georgia 1, Portugal 0. Well, let's talk you through the stats before we analyse the half-time elsewhere as well. Ultimately, the shots in that first half, Portugal actually had 72% possession, so they controlled the ball to Georgia's 28%. In terms of shots, 11 shots for Portugal, just the 3 for Georgia. 3 on target for Portugal, just the 1 on target for Georgia, which was their goal. That goal from Georgia actually had a 0.27 XG, so a 27% scoring chance from Kvaratskhelia there. Really good effort into the left-footed, into the low right corner of the net. Portugal have had a number of shots on target in that first half. One of them from Ronaldo from a good distance, out of a 3% chance of scoring. Another one a bit later on from Jalpalinia, that had a 2% chance of scoring. And the third and final shot on target of that first half from Portugal came from João Felix, but had a 5% chance of scoring. So from their 3 shots on target, Portugal, they've had less than a 10% chance of scoring in that first half. But their XG overall in the first half is 0.5 to Georgia's 0.32. So it's not completely out there from Portugal, but they are struggling to create clear-cut chances at this moment in time, which sees them 1-0 down. The Ronaldo penalty claim, and there's a VAR kind of an analyst, a referee analyst talking on my feed, and I'm not listening to that. Don't need to listen. It's common sense what the problem is. Ronaldo wanted the foul, right? Because there was a bit of contact between him and Loshashvili in the box, both pulling and tugging at each other, pulling each other's shirts, and that is not a penalty because they're both pulling at each other. It's fair game. It happens all the time in the box, and not every single one of those moments is a penalty, and clearly that one was not for me. Right, so that's the way we stand. A half-time elsewhere, as I said, between Czechia and Turkey. It is Czechia 0, Turkey 0. But there was a dramatic moment in that first half. Czechia went down to 10 men. Antonin Barak was sent off. He got a yellow card after 11 minutes for a foul, and then a second yellow 9 minutes later for this similar type of foul, a late challenge on the opposition player, and that's what saw him see red. Referee in that game is Istvan Kovacs from Romania, and he handed out already the second yellow card of the tournament so far. So Czechia down to 10, which means they have an even tougher job, because remember, they need, as it stands with Georgia winning, they need to win to secure a place in the knockouts. Anything other than that would see them out of the tournament at this moment in time. I'll just read it through the permutations just before we enter the second half. So Turkey, Portugal already through as group winners, that we know that. Turkey will be through to the round of 16 as group runners-up, so they will finish second if they avoid defeat against Czechia. That is as simple as that. They cannot be overtaken if they avoid defeat to Czechia. Turkey will finish third if they lose and Georgia do not beat Portugal. That will mean, so Turkey will finish third if they lose and Georgia do not beat Portugal. So a loss for Turkey would be tight. It could be tight. They will be unable to reach the round of 16 if they finish in fourth, obviously, if they lose and Georgia beat Portugal. So if Turkey lose from this position right now, with Georgia winning, they would be out. If we were to bring it to an interest for the best thirds, if Turkey were to finish on 3 points and to lose by 1 goal, which would see them on -2 goal difference, that would see them finish ahead of Hungary on goals scored, on goal difference and then goals scored. If they were to finish in that position, Turkey, if that were to happen, if that were to be the case that they would lose and Georgia fail to beat Portugal, then that would be the case of Turkey finishing third. Czechia, they know they will be through as at least as the best third place team if they beat Turkey. If they beat Turkey, they will be through at the very least as the third best team. If they will, however, be unable to go through if they do not win. Even if they finish third, a draw would not be enough for Czechia. They have to win no matter what. And Georgia, as I said, will be through to the round of 16 at least as the best third place team if they beat Portugal. Georgia will be unable to go through if they do not win. As simple as that. So at the moment, Czechia and Georgia need to win if they're to progress. Simple as that. Turkey just need to avoid defeat. Simple. Right, the second halves are just a couple of minutes away. Georgia 1, Portugal 0, which would see Georgia through as it stands. Czechia and Turkey drawing would see Czechia knocked out. The second halves in Group F, as the group stage comes to a close, is on the way next. Do stay with us. Welcome back to Euro 2024 live. Second halves from Group F on the way in just a moment. But we can now reveal our first two knockout games of the tournament that we will have live here on LFS are this Saturday. And they're off to a cracking start as the holders, Italy, are in action against Switzerland. Saturday, 5 o'clock. We will get our knockout stages on the way, the first round of 16 game, before the hosts are in action a little later after that as they take on Denmark at 8 o'clock. Two games on Saturday, 5 o'clock and 8 o'clock. Switzerland, Italy at 5. Germany, Denmark at 8. Fascinating. Looking forward to that. And great to have you with us. Do follow us on socials. You don't want to miss any of those moments. And also, do follow us. Do like, subscribe and turn on post notifications. You'll not want to miss any single moment from Euro 2024, and you'll see it all live here on LFS. As half time, Georgia are making a change, or sorry, Portugal are making a change at the moment, and that change, if I'm not mistaken, was Ruben Neves. If I'm not mistaken, Portugal already out on the pitch. Georgia making them wait at the moment. And do stay with us till full time, because we can bring up to date with all the results from match day 3, who's gone through, who's gone out, and what the lineups are for the round of 16 and the possible lineups for the final, the route to the final anyway. And we will have the route to the final graphic on our socials and also on the YouTube community page shortly after the final whistle later this evening. Right, so they're back out on the field. Georgia and Portugal ready to get underway. Czechia and Turkey just returning to the pitch there. They finished a minute later than us for the first half, so they'll be getting underway fairly shortly. Right, Georgia know that this is their job. A win tonight would be historic, and it could be one of the greatest nights in Georgian football history. As we're just awaiting kick-off, Kvaratskhelia and Mikatadze, the two in the middle. The referee's awaiting the signal from the sidelines. And the signal has been given. The referee gets us going again. Took us time there. We're back underway here at the Arena of Schalke in Gelsenkirchen in Germany, of course. And second half underway where Georgia lead Portugal, and that result would see them through to the knockout stages of the European Championships for the very first time. Historic it would be indeed. Second half also just gone underway between Czechia and Turkey in the other game in this group. Here's Ronaldo. Lays it off. Conceição has the shot deflected behind for the corner. Good start for Portugal. And they get an early corner to get the second half going. Remember, Georgia also could go through tonight, depending on results elsewhere. But that win is needed. That is what's necessary. Corner. Delivered in from the left-hand side. It's not cleared away. Ronaldo over the bar. Took a deflection in the process. My goodness me. How has he not scored there? It's dropped to him and it comes off Defali. My goodness. Georgia rode their luck there. They failed to clear the lines and it fell to the most ruthless finisher in football. They couldn't finish. Corner again. From post all the way through. And it's wide. I think it was... There might have been something in there. I'll just say it again. Come off. Danilo made the challenge for the ball. Some claiming a possible handball on Guram Kasia. Yeah, it hits his hand, but his hand's down by his side. That's not a penalty. And VAR have a quick look and quickly clear that possible handball. As Georgia give it away though again. It's one thing they can't allow is them just to be completely overrun. Georgia, they have to get back to what they were doing in that first half. Stay compact, stay controlled, and not give Portugal the time and space. But it will get ever more difficult as the game goes on, as Neves tries to get the ball through, but closed down again. Georgia clearing their lines. One back by Felix, although he run into trouble as well. And now Chakfitadze cuts it back in the midfield. Here's Kiteshvili. As Georgia look to get a better possession themselves. Just to confirm that change at half-time for Portugal, Ruben Neves did come on, replacing João Palhinha at half-time. So maybe a change in tact from Roberto Martinez. Palhinha off for Neves. So there's now two Neveses in midfield, João Neves and Ruben Neves for Portugal. Danilo. Now Ronaldo just offside there. Flag up against the eternal man. I mean, we could go through European Championship history all night because it's just fabulous. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo was inevitable. But we don't have time to go through everything all night. Mistake by Inacio gives Georgia the chance. Oh, missed kick by Mikatadze, and Kvaratskhelia couldn't direct it past the keeper. Oh my goodness me. That is a glorious chance for either Kvaratskhelia or Mikatadze. Just couldn't gather it, unfortunately. Maybe he just got shocked by the glorious chance there that he had. Wonderful in behind. The cross in. Mikatadze just can't reach. And then Kvaratskhelia just lifts it, but it bounces into the hands of Diogo Costa. How many chances will they get in this game? Every time they come forward, they have to take their chance for Georgia, as Kvaratskhelia wins the free kick there off Dalot. Not a great challenge by Diogo Dalot there. It's all about how Georgia can play this. How long can they stay at this level? Battle. Battle with the mighty Portugal. As calm possession here for Conceição. Dallo. Back it comes to Antonio Silva. Wrong number. Francisco Conceição. We have a goal in Hamburg. I said Czechia need a result. They need to win if they want to go through. Well, that's not the case at the moment. It's 11-man Turkey that have taken the lead in Hamburg. And it is their captain, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, that has given Turkey the lead. They knew coming into this all they needed was a draw. But they've got one better of that at the moment. Hakan Çalhanoğlu with a finish to put Turkey ahead. The cut back to the edge of the box. Çalhanoğlu the first to react. He couldn't get it the first time. Comes back out. It's a real scrappy goal. Back round the corner and the shot into the far corner. That's wonderful from Çalhanoğlu. An absolute rifler from the left hand side to the far right of the net. Fabulous from Çalhanoğlu. 1-0 to Turkey, which the table will look like this. Not much, it's not changed in terms of positionally, but Turkey now have 2 more points than they did before. As Mikatadze crosses it in again. Oh, and Georgia were almost in a good position. Diogo Costa didn't want to go for the corner. Oh, an empty net. No, Georgia can't get on the end of that one. Just enough there from João Neves. He's given it away again and goes down in the box. Does Łoszczewski. The referee waves it away. He was upended there, Łoszczewski. VAR will certainly have a look. Referee was certain it wasn't on the field. We'll see. Here comes Conceição for Portugal up the other ends. Dramatic few moments. The cross from Felix took a wicked deflection. It's all the way cleared as Neto. Ruben Neves. Dallo will shoot! Not too far away from Diogo Dallo. Fabulous effort. Curling across, and what a save by Mamardashvili. That is wonderful. The referee is waiting for further involvement. Oh, I have to see this from another angle. That's a penalty. That's a penalty all day long for me. This has to be a penalty. Łoszczewski gets kicked in the ankle by Antonio Silva. I think this is a penalty, and the decision is the referee's going to the screen. So a VAR check for Georgia. They could have a chance from the 12-yard spot to double their lead. Let's wait and see. The referee going to the screen, and he's looking at the contact. I mean, you can see it. Łoszczewski breaking into the box. Gets there ahead of Antonio Silva. Antonio Silva commits himself, kicks him, and it's a penalty. Georgia have a penalty. Huge moments here in Gelsenkirchen. Portugal already 1 goal down, and Georgia have a chance to make it 2-0. This would be remarkable. This would be incredible. Łoszczewski had to go down, and Antonio Silva, it's naive. To swing a leg like that in that position is very naive. And the referee was certain from the start, certain in live play, that it wasn't a penalty. Was called to the screen by VAR and pointed to the spot after a look for himself at a replay. And it's now time for Georgia. Georgia's Mikitadze. He scored 2 goals for Georgia so far in this competition. He scored all of his last 7 penalties. There's no one other than him you would want in front of goal for Georgia on this. He's in wonderful form, and he could have a chance at doubling Georgia's lead. Mikitadze! 2-0. That is remarkable. Georgia are pulling off one of the shocks of this tournament. Portugal, one of the impressive sides from the big teams that could go on to win this tournament. But at the moment, it is 74th ranked in the world Georgia that are leading the Portuguese Stars by 2-0. Antonio Silva's had an awful night. He gave away the ball for Kvaratskhelia opener, and he committed the foul for the penalty for Mikitadze's goal from the spot down into the right corner. Costa dove the right way, but he just was not stopping that one. That was a wonderful penalty by Mikitadze. Wow. Georgia could be creating an absolute history here in the European Championships. What a night it could be for Georgia. Georgia Mikitadze, who is now the leading scorer in the tournament. Goosebumps is an understatement. This is remarkable. Remarkable. You can't describe this. Fabulous stuff. Not in their wildest dreams would the Georgian fans have thought that coming into match day 3, needing a win, that they would be possibly getting it. And here comes Mikitadze again. This counter-attacking football from Georgia is wonderful. And Portugal just cannot deal with it at the moment. They've had moments, Georgia, but I said it, when you're a team that is trying to do the almost impossible, you have to rely on moments and rely on your chances and taking those chances. And Georgia by far have done that. And some. What they are showing us here and putting on for us here in Gelsenkirchen is an absolute masterclass. This is sensational stuff. And with just over 30 minutes to go, Portugal have a bit of a hill to climb, maybe pushing into a mountain. They could make changes, they can bring on who they like. But at the moment, the heart, fight, desire and stubbornness of this Georgian defence is just too much to bypass at this moment. Neves whips a ball in. Simply gathered by Mamardashvili. And again, Ronaldo goes down wanting a penalty. But again, the referee shakes his head in disagreement. See it again. I mean, again, 6 at one, half a dozen of the other. There's nothing in that, really. Diwali, the one involved with Ronaldo there, but going down far too easily. I mean, some would make the point that the Georgian player went down too easily, Lokashvili, but when you're kicked in the box, that's a different thing. And that is wonderful from Georgia again. Mikitadze plays it out to the right-hand side. The whip ball across. Wonderfully taken down by Kvaratskhelia. Here they come again. Kvaratskhelia trying to step across and trying to weave his way through the middle. Closed down and cleared away by Portugal. Although Georgia will win it back again. This is remarkable. Although, just as I say that, commentators curse. They give the ball away pretty poorly. That is honestly touches, the skills, the ability of these Georgian players. It's just remarkable at the moment. Wonderful. There's a player down at the moment for Georgia. It was Lokashvili. He did receive a bit of treatment and is on the sidelines at the moment. Whether they will make changes, it's still to be seen, Georgia. But those fans will be they were on cloud nine when they went 1-0 up. Don't know how much higher you can go, but if there is a place higher than cloud nine, they're there. Those Georgian fans. Here's Francisco Conceição. Lifts the ball across, back post, too high that one. Neto couldn't get anywhere near that. .28 minutes to go. Georgia 2, Portugal 0 in Group F. I haven't checked the table since Georgia scored their second, but it's not changed anything, other than the fact that they're on the same number of goals as Turkey ahead of them, who are currently winning. Georgia on 4 points still, of course. Turkey on 6, Portugal on 6, and Czechia, bottom of the group, on just 1. As Lokashvili, who was down a moment or two ago, is going to leave the field now for Georgia, so his night is over. His impact has been made, and the man coming on in his place is Georgios Tichashvili. Who started both previous games for Georgia. Tichashvili, was the first game where he didn't start. Dynamo Kyiv man. He will rejoin Dynamo Kyiv from a loan away at Dynamo Batumi in Georgia, of course. So played in his home country last season. And in the Georgian league, got 1 goal and 4 assists in his 17 appearances in that league. And they finished 4th. There we are. I'll take that group table down now. Nothing has changed. So at the moment, Turkey leading Czechia by a goal to 0, with Czechia down to 10. Çalhanoğlu's goal the difference. And at the moment, Georgia are leading 2-0 against Portugal. Kvaratskhelia with the first, and a Mikatadze penalty has Georgia 2-0 to the good. That is wonderful footwork again from Kvaratskhelia. If he wasn't already on the top of people's lists already, he is now. That is incredible stuff. He evaded about 4 or 5 challenges there before he eventually did have to go down. And changes incoming for Portugal. And the man who wanted to start, Ronaldo, is going to come off. And Gonçalo Ramos is going to come on in his place. And Nelson Semedo is also going to enter the fray for Portugal in a moment. So just seeing that from Kvaratskhelia again. It's wonderful. The changes, Antonio Silva and Cristiano Ronaldo are the 2 changes. So if Ronaldo boots something, a bottle or something, on the sidelines there. And that's not happy chappy, as we say. There, Cristiano Ronaldo. So Ronaldo and Antonio Silva off, and confirmation then that those 2 changes were Nelson Semedo and Gonçalo Ramos. So straight swaps for Portugal. Here's Pedro Neto. Inacio with the ball in. Headed away, not fully clear. Conceição with the bar. Not a bad effort by Conceição there. Not bad at all. We have a goal in Hamburg. I can't believe I'm listening to this. I'm hearing this. I'm seeing this. It is Czechia who have levelled. A long throw in into the box. Flicked on by Souček. The keeper grabbed. It took a real weird deflection. Let's see. Did the keeper have full clearance of that ball? Oh, that could be a nervy one. There's no certainty there on that front. Czechia are level for the moment. VAR will check, of course. Tomáš Souček putting the ball in the net. So both captains scoring in that game. And we will see what comes of that. I think that might be ruled out for a foul on the goalkeeper. But does the goalkeeper have full two hands on the ball? If he does, the goal can't stand. If he doesn't, then the goal will stand. We will see. It was given on the field, so we'll see what VAR have to say about it in that game between Czechia and Turkey. Remember, if Czechia were to come back and win, they would be through and Turkey would be out, with Georgia winning here. That would be the case. A draw would not be enough for Czechia. They have to win. Cross comes in from Portugal. Cleared away, not fully. And there will be a free kick here for Georgia. Gonzalo Ramos went up for something, and there's a Georgian player on the floor, and the referee's calling the physios over very quickly here. And the check is complete in Hamburg. Czechia are level. Maybe, just maybe, there's more to come in that game. That's terrible. There, as one of the Georgian players went down. We've just seen that Czechia goal again. West Ham midfielder Tomáš Souček, the Czechia captain, has levelled for Czechia, so it's all happening elsewhere. The group is still quite close. There's very little in it. At the moment, Georgia will be through no matter what because they're winning. It's between Czechia and Turkey. Turkey avoid defeat. A draw or a win for Turkey will be enough to see them through. Only a win would see Czechia through to the knockouts. It is that close with the game level. But Czechia down to 10, and the fact that they've got back level is fantastic so far, with one less player than Turkey. But we'll see what happens with 21 minutes or so to go in both games. It is Georgia 2, Portugal 0 here, and Czechia 1, Turkey 1 in Hamburg. I just got a shot while after I talked about the Czechia goal. We just got a shot of the Portuguese bench, and it was like a gossip show. There was three players on the bench. Jota and Ronaldo were two of them. I couldn't see who the other one was, but they were just gossiping about something. I don't know what they were going off about, but they were gossiping about something. I mean, I don't understand Portuguese, so I wouldn't know what they're talking about, but, you know, I can clearly tell they're using their hands, the typical player move where they're covering their mouth with their hands kind of idea, as Kasia got up for that one for Georgia, as Tijishvili hoofs up the pitch. Costa will recover for Portugal. Still time for Portugal to string this back. Remember, they need 2 goals to deny Georgia that place in the knockouts. Georgia win and they're through. Anything other than that and they will not qualify for the knockout stages. They're 2-0 up and have the advantage. And with 20 minutes to hold it on to that advantage. At the moment, the chat have predicted very well about the poll. The poll in the chat at the moment, we put it in before kickoff. Who will join Portugal in the top 2? Of course, Portugal group winners. 71% predicting Georgia, 20% say Turkey, and Czechia 9%. Now, of course, Georgia can't finish in the top 2, which was a silly marker that we put them there. But basically what we meant was who's qualifying. And the moment the 2 that are qualifying are the top 2 in the prediction. And Georgia on the counter again. Could they add to this? Here they come again. The shot over the bar. And that was from Chakvitadze. I mean, that was a wonderful touch by Mikotadze. Off to Kitishvili, who played it wonderfully forward for Chakvitadze. Kvaratskhelia and Mikotadze were running through the middle, but going through himself was Chakvitadze, and he had an effort over the bar. But again, Georgia still posing a threat for even more goals. A third would certainly put the game to bed, but 2-0. They said all the time it's the most dangerous scoreline in football. At the moment, seemingly pretty comfortable for Georgia. That's where it can come in. Complacency is what can set in when you're 2-0 up. And then you ended up throwing it all away. This is it. Foul on there by Semedo on Titishvili. So it is a free kick to Georgia. As I said, Georgios Mikotadze will be the ultimate top scorer of the European Championship so far. He would lead the way with 3 goals, having scored in all 3 games for Georgia so far. He scored their first goal of the tournament, which was against Czechia. No, Turkey, sorry. Apologies. Turkey to level the game at that point. They went on to lose, but he scored the leveler from the penalty spot against Czechia last time out, and then he scored from the penalty spot here against Portugal this evening. I'm getting my teams mixed up. Basically, he scored in all 3 games, and he's the leading goal scorer. I could have kind of conveyed that message a lot simpler, but I made it overly complicated. And also, we've had now 80 goals in the tournament. That would be 80 goals after 36 matches. Of course, still more to come with the final 15 minutes or so. So we could surpass 80, but that would be an incredible number from the groups. Conceição's delivery! And that's wonderful goalkeeping by Mamardashvili to see himself into the air there, leap up in the air higher than anyone else, and bring the ball under his grasp. Fabulous from Georgi Mamardashvili. A reminder then, the knockout stages, which we will have the majority of the round of 16 games, if not all 8 round of 16 games, but we will have the majority of them. All the quarterfinals, all 4 quarterfinals, both semi-finals, and the live final. The knockouts get underway this Saturday at 5 o'clock as Switzerland take on Italy. The holders against one of the performers of the tournament so far in Group A. They face off on Saturday at 5 o'clock. A double substitution here for Portugal. Pedro Neto has been replaced by Diogo Jota. Mateus Nunes is going to come on, the Manchester City midfielder. He's going to come on momentarily, and he's going to replace João Neves. So Neves and Neto off, and Jota and Nunes on. Mateus Nunes, who joined Manchester City in the summer, last summer, of course. 25-year-old midfielder is joined on deadline day for over £53 million to Manchester City from Wolves. Wolves bought him for over £38 million from Sporting back in 2020. Spent 2 years at Wolves before joining Manchester City. Sorry, spent a year at Wolves before joining Manchester City. He spent 2 years at Sporting beforehand. Georgia are going to make changes as well. One of their top defenders, Veleshiani, is going to come off, and Verkvelia is going to come on. So Verkvelia, some fresh legs out there for Georgia. Solomon Verkvelia. Less than 15 minutes to go. Georgia are within touching distance of the knockout stages of the European Championships. That would be remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. Semedo dispossessed by there by Kvaratskhelia. He's trying to go himself. Got away from Semedo, but tracking back there, I think it was Danasio. Won it back for Portugal. Portugal have now made all 5 of their substitutions. The one at half time and 2 earlier in the half, and the 2 just recently. So this will be the team that will carry out the remainder of the game for Portugal, to try and see them come back in this one, however unlikely it is. Here's Matheus Nunes. Back to Dalot. Nunes now again. Wide on the right. Back to Diogo Dalot. Bodies in the box for Portugal. They're not confident in delivering it yet. Inacio. Felix. Linking up with Ruben Neves, but beaten off the ball. Neves. No foul as Georgia will come on the break again. Chakvitadze plays it into the path of Kvaratskhelia. Got a man, Tijishvili on the overlap. Plays that ball to Tijishvili. Puts it across, and Danilo watched it all the way and put it behind for the corner. Again, really good counter-attacking football by Georgia. It's just glorious. And this is their first corner of the night. We've yet to get a corner. Speaking of corners, Czechia have a corner in their game. Vladimir Sofal takes that one into the hands of the Turkish keeper. Remember, Czechia win, Czechia win, they will go through, and Turkey will be out. Turkey drawing or winning against Czechia, with Georgia winning, would be through, no matter what. Kvaratskhelia delivers in for Georgia. Headed away at the front post by Nunes, and Tijishvili kicks all the way back to Mamadashvili in the Georgian goal. As Mamadashvili goes long, looking to find a runner. As there's a collision there between Semedo and one of the Georgians. Couldn't see who it was. I think it might have been Koshrashvili. Nonetheless, here's Portugal on the ball. Ruben Neves to Felix to lift it into the box, and the target was Diogo Jota, but that one too high from João Felix to try and find the Liverpool centre forward, Diogo Jota. But it would still put Portugal up there as one of the favourites, or one of the impressive sides that could go very deep in the competition. They do have that difficult side of the draw, alongside the likes of Germany, Spain and France and Belgium. And they will, if they go through their round of 16 tie Portugal, they will face either France or Belgium in the quarter-final. If at the moment Georgia go through, as I said, they will play Spain as it stands in the knockouts. That could all change depending on what Czechia do, because then it could all hamper what's happening. But Czechia at the moment are involved. Jota! Oh, Tijishvili, the opposite number of Diogo Jota there, putting behind for the Portuguese corner. Both 21s there involved. Jota tried to take it down in the box, and Tijishvili quickly got on his way and put it behind for the corner, which Ruben Neves will take. 10 minutes plus additional time to go. Ruben Neves to deliver for Portugal. All the way through, Danilo was there, couldn't find it. Semedo has the shot, but that's a wasted effort. And Georgia trying to counter, but sliced effort there from Kitishvili. We'll see it out for the Portuguese throw, as Georgia are going to make another double change. We're going to make a double change, sorry. And substitutes Mekvabishvili is going to be one of those changes, and I think Davidishvili is going to be the other. And Chakvitadze and Kvaratskhelia are going to leave the field. So Kvaratskhelia, who opened the scoring for Georgia tonight, will leave the field, and Shakfitadze will join him. Coming on in his place, and their places are Mekvabishvili and Davidishvili. So fresh legs for Georgia later on to try and help them across the line in a night that could be historic for Georgian football. Fika Kvaratskhelia, highly regarded as their star man, the Napoli centre forward. And if anybody's eyeing him up in Europe, his price tag will go through the roof if they qualify. Cross there! Felix was there, but no one could get on the end of it for Portugal as Titishvili clears. Again, all the way back to Diogo Costa for Portugal, who will build again. They've been doing this since probably the 3rd minute of the game, and the stubborn, rigid, unstoppable, impenetrable defence of Georgia so far has been able to bounce every single bit of attacking football from Portugal back at them. And it's incredible what Georgia have been able to achieve tonight. With minutes remaining, it's not done yet, but to get to this point, even being 2-0 up with 8 minutes to go, is seemingly incredible. Felix, Neves. Now, Francisco Conceição, and that's a wonderful challenge by Kakabadze. And he's got the pitch in his sights, but he just run out of room there. That was a wonderful challenge by Kakabadze. Knew Conceição was going to try and beat him, and he just put a foot in, won the challenge cleanly. That is wonderful. And I think he gets the throw-in out of that, maybe. He does. Wonderful. As Georgia fling it forward again. It will take a deflection, but it will be brought down by Inácio Danilo. Portugal already through as group winners. A result is not necessary here for Portugal by any stretch of the imagination, but it would certainly be in the wants of these Portuguese players to keep their momentum heading into that tie in the round of 16 on Monday. That's a really bad cross, that. Didn't test Mamardashvili one bit there. Goal kick, Ruben Neves with a delivery. At the moment, as I said, Portugal, at this moment in time, if I can confirm, because it's still a bit of kind of mental arithmetic to try and figure out who's going through, who's not going through, and what's going to happen. At the moment, Georgia would knock Hungary out, they would qualify on better points than Hungary, so Hungary would not qualify, therefore meaning that Portugal will face the 3rd place team from Group C, which ended up being Slovenia. So Slovenia will be Portugal's opponents in the round of 16 as it stands, with Georgia taking that 3rd place spot. And it will be pretty disappointing for Hungary, knowing coming into this tonight that if Turkey and Portugal could get their jobs done and avoid defeat on both counts, that Hungary would be through to the knockouts. What a harsh way to do it. What a harsh way to be knocked out of the competition in 3rd place, to have to wait to the very last game and end up not getting through. That is wonderful footwork from Mikatadze. And Georgia might add to their lead. Here they come again. Lovely ball in behind. The shot is off the side netting from Davidishvili. And that was such a good chance. Really good work from Kitishvili. Finds Mikatadze. And Portugal get done in again. And it's Koshrashvili, that has the shot off the side netting. But they've had multiple chances on the break tonight, Georgia. Even with those 2 goals, they probably could have had 3 or 4 ultimately tonight. They've been so efficient in their counter-attacking football that they have looked so comfortable at just sitting back deep and breaking in moments against Portugal. It's been so well worked. They've played this game to an absolute T. And with less than 5 minutes to go, They're the ones that will be going through at the moment. In third place. It's the ball forward. Great run from Mikitadze. Into space. Georgia come forward again. Up against Danilo Mikitadze. Well, doesn't want to go gung-ho there, as they know the sensible nature of just coming back with the ball and just slowing Portugal down, wasting as much time as possible, keeping themselves on the ball. One of the best phrases, the best way, the best form of defence is attack, as they say. At the moment, Georgia are doing that wonderfully well. Kotrashvili. Kakabadze. Spinning his man. Has to be taken out there. Curtailed was Kakabadze. Will be another Georgian free kick. They've just seen an effort there from one of the Turkish players. Just spin over the bar. Remember, Turkey don't need a win. A draw would be enough to see them through, and that's the way they stand at the moment. It's about Czechia, if they can do anything. Czechia, if Czechia are to score late and win against Turkey, they will be through and Turkey will be out. It's between those two teams now. As Georgia winning, they cannot be knocked out of this tournament with them winning. And it looks unlikely that Portugal will get 2 late goals to make big cheeser smiles from the Georgian fans into glum faces. That would take a lot now. Here come Georgia again. Ball squared across. Davidashvili. Kotrashvili got on the edge of the box but couldn't find the shot. Closed down well by Portugal in those spaces. As Semedo shoved off the ball. I mean, I said I said it in the first half, very early in this game, and the point still stands. Portugal have not battled well enough against Georgia tonight. Georgia have put everything into each and every challenge, each and every duel, each and every 50-50, both early and on the ground. They have battled every single battle 110%. Portugal have not, and that's the difference tonight. No matter how much quality you have, no matter how much ability you have, if you do not do the basics and fight for every challenge, then you cannot claim yourself as the best team on the pitch. And it is simple as that. Georgia have done that incredibly well, and tonight Portugal are second best, without a shadow of a doubt. With a minute and a half of the 90 to go, Alan with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Alan. The officiating in the Czechia-Turkey game is absolutely criminal. Love your coverage. Thank you very much. Great to have you with us. Great to have your support, Alan. And thank you for the £5, or the $5, whatever it is. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciated. Well, thanks for the update about that game. The officiating in the... Well, I mean, there was a bit of confusion over that equalising goal from Czechia, whether that should have been a goal or not. Whether the Turkish keeper had a hold of the ball. That was the worrying factor. My initial feeling was it's whether the goalkeeper had control of it. If he did, then it's a foul, because you can't dispossess a goalkeeper if he has both hands on the ball. Therefore that's a foul, but nonetheless, that doesn't matter. The clock ticks down in Gelsenkirchen, and at the moment Georgia have a goal kick, and their fans are making all the noise here in the arena of Schalke, and they're on the verge of qualification to the knockout stages of the European Championships. Just let that sink in. Incredible. Alan says, look at the stats and the number of yellow cards. I will have a look at the stats, Alan. Let me have a look. There have been... Wow. Goodness me! 4 players on the bench have been booked. The red card, of course. And then 7 yellow cards for Turkish players. I mean, you're right there, Alan. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And I've just seen a 14th yellow card. Wow. Fair enough. 4 added minutes here in Gelsenkirchen. 6 added minutes between Czechia and Turkey. We'll keep you up to date with that game. We will not round off the stream until both games have come to conclusion. Chance for Portugal. And that's so close. But Mamadashvili's calm hands that have been safe all night are safe once more. What a cross by Felix. Back post for Semedo. Mamadashvili with a strong right hand. Palms it forward. That is incredible goalkeeping. To react so well. Wow. I mean, we say about how a top-class goalkeeper can get you over the line. Mamadashvili has made some very good saves tonight. Felix effort a bit earlier on. Ronaldo with a free kick. That one, I mean, there's 3 chances, goal-scoring chances for Portugal, that are the difference between Georgia winning 2-0 and losing 3-2. That is what a top-class keeper can give you. And Mamadashvili has been that, not just tonight, but over all 3 group games. Jota. Felix takes the shot blocked. 2 minutes to go and they're still throwing bodies on the line. Those Georgian players, they're the definition of fighting to the very death and fighting for every single little challenge on the pitch. They are giving everything for this. What this would mean. Conceição! Oh! My goodness me, Jota was in there and another Portuguese player couldn't direct it in. Conceição left-footed across. Jota tried to flick it. Just trying to see who it was at the back post. It was Gonçalo Ramos who couldn't reach it. If that's not the definition of it not being your night, I do not know what is. Portugal have come very close once again. But close is not enough. There's still a lot of time to go in Czechia, Turkey. We'll keep with that game until the final whistle, remember. We're almost a minute to go here in Gelsenkirchen at the Arena of Schalke. And we could be witnessing history once again. We witnessed history earlier with all 4 teams in Group E finishing on the same number of points. But this would trump it tenfold, 20-fold, 100-fold. Georgia are on the verge of qualification for the European Championship knockouts. Here they come again, Portugal. Dallo will shoot! And another wonderful save by Mamadashvili. Another corner will come Portugal's way, but that's another wonderful save by the Georgian keeper. Unsighted there with that shot, but dove full stretch at that one as Ruben Neves to deliver this corner. It's a low one, it's not a great corner, and it's lifted over the top. Gonçalo Ramos did connect with it, but it took a slight deflection off one of those Georgian defenders. Ferkvelia to tell you. We have a goal in Hamburg. We'll tell you about that in a moment. As there's the 4 minutes up here, waiting on the final whistle from the referee. Portugal still come. There's the whistle. They've done it. Georgia are into the knockout stages of the European Championships. One of the most remarkable stories of the international football stage. This is incredible. Portugal, the 2016 European champions, have been toppled in Gelsenkirchen by the 74th ranked country in the world. Georgia came into this one knowing they needed a win to qualify, and they delivered it with incredible quality, incredible fight, incredible desire. They fought for every single challenge, and their hard work and effort has paid off. Georgia have done the almost impossible. The lowest ranked side in the competition were given no chance before a ball was kicked. Never, ever rule anyone out. Georgia are the clear example of that. No one is not good enough when you play football. Everyone has a chance. Everyone is capable of victory. And that will be a night that the over 3.7 million people in Georgia will never forget. This is a night that will go down in Georgian football history, in European football history, as one of the most remarkable stories ever. Georgia are into the knockout stages of the 2024 European Championships. Final score in Gelsenkirchen. It is Georgia 2, Portugal 0. Wow. Just wow. As there's been another goal in Hamburg just before that final whistle was blown. I told you that Turkey have taken the lead once again, and they're just awaiting the final whistle for them to be confirmed through. Czechia will be going out. They knew they needed to win tonight, Czechia, but tonight they will be going home and to the hands of themselves, really, because a win was what they needed. A defeat was almost certainty. The scenes for Georgia continuing. Tears of pure joy and elation are incredible to watch. And we're just about to finalise this group. Still going in Hamburg. 7 minutes are up now. They played a minute over the 6 added, but with all those yellow cards and all those stoppages, maybe the referees just added a bit more on. We're awaiting the whistle before we confirm every single position in the round of 16, who will play who, where everybody's finished in their groups. We will confirm that for you in a second after the final whistle has been blown in Hamburg. It's still going. Czechia 1, Turkey 2. Czechia went down to 10 from Barak's second yellow card. Then Turkey took the lead. Çalhanoğlu in the second half to give Turkey the lead. Then the leveller from Socek, but the winner from Tosun sees it out. And that's it. Czechia are going home. Turkey have made it through. They're into the final 16 of this tournament. It's gone a bit. It's not been a good sight there. Not good to see the scenes at full time there in Hamburg, but that is it. Just confirm that for you. They are through. Turkey, they knew they only needed a draw tonight, but they did one better and got the win. Alan in the chat, $5 again. Thank you so much. Red cards coming out in Hamburg. He says, I love this tournament. I love this tournament. It's incredible. You can't predict anything. And a story like Georgia is once in a generation. There's red cards flying out everywhere here. The referee has gone absolutely nuts in Hamburg. We're going to leave that picture for the moment. I'll forget about that. Right. So, confirmation then. Czechia 1. That's incorrect. We haven't updated that. Czechia 1, Turkey 2. Final score there with Tosun with the winning goal for Turkey to see them finalise the second place in this group. Georgia, our group, have qualified 2-0 winners against Portugal. The almost impossible has been made possible in Gelsenkirchen tonight. Wow. Just wow. And the finalisation of all the groups then. This is the way it ends up. Final look at the groups. Germany, top of Group A. They're with the runners-up. Switzerland. Hungary finished third, but not enough. They're going home. Alongside Croatia, who are the two third-place teams that haven't made it through. Scotland finished bottom of Group A. In Group B, Spain topped the group with 9 points out of a possible 9. Italy got 4 points in second. Croatia in third on 2 points. And Albania on 1 point. Croatia and Albania going home. In Group C, England qualified top with 5 points. Denmark in second on 3 points. Slovenia in third on 3 points. And listen to this. This is a story in itself in Group C. Denmark and Slovenia were separated by who finished better in qualifying. Denmark beating Slovenia in qualifying back in November of last year. Thomas Delaney's goal for Denmark that secured the victory for Denmark against Slovenia in qualifying meant that Denmark finished second in that group. How close. 3 points there. And Serbia going home with 2 points. In Group D, Austria finished top with 6 points. France in second with 5 points. Netherlands qualifying in third with 4 points. And Poland bottom of the group on just the 1 point. In Group E, Romania qualified top with 4 points. Belgium second with 4 points. Slovakia in third on 4 points. And Ukraine going home on 4 points. The difference, Romania finished top with goals scored, more goals scored than Belgium on the same goal difference. Belgium ahead of Slovakia on the same points, but a better goal difference. And Slovakia ahead of Ukraine on the better goal difference, all finishing on 4 points for the first time in Euros history. And in Group F, Portugal finished top on 6 points. Turkey behind them on 6 points. With Portugal, the better goal difference and the better head-to-head, we're always going to finish top. Turkey on 6 points. Georgia in third, qualified on 4 points, and Czechia going home with after just 1 point. That is the groups done and dusted. We are finished. 36 games, 81 goals. An incredible tournament starter. We've seen wonderful teams come and go. We've seen wonderful goals, wonderful moments, and some lower ranked sides that ultimately have gone out, but gave their all, and some stories to boot as well. Georgia, certainly the biggest. Just before we leave you, we're going to recap the round of 16 draw for you, who will play who, and we'll update you on what's coming up on our round of 16 games to come. So on the left-hand side of the draw for the round of 16, Spain played Georgia. Germany faced Denmark. The winners of those two games will face in the quarterfinals. Portugal will face Slovenia, and France will face Belgium. The winner of those two games will play in the quarterfinal. On the right-hand side of the draw, Romania faced the Netherlands. Austria faced Turkey, with the winners of those two games playing each other in the quarterfinals. And England take on Slovakia, with Switzerland taking on Italy, the winner of those two games facing off in the quarterfinals. We have a possibility that we could have a France-England final. That's a possibility. A Netherlands-France final. A possibility that the hosts can get to the final and face either the holders or the runners-up from last time out. And the 2016 champions might face the team that they beat in the 2016 final, France, in the quarterfinals, if that's were to happen. The winner, listen to this. 3 finals could be faced off in the quarterfinals. If we look at it this way, Spain-Germany, the 2008 final, could be a quarterfinal. Portugal-France, the 2016 final, could be a quarterfinal. And England-Italy, the 2021 final, could be a quarterfinal. It's like the specials of history of those countries could all face in the knockout stages to come. Wow. What a group stage. What a tournament so far. 36 games gone and just a total of 15 to go. Not long now. Right, let's show you then what's coming up on Saturday. We start the round of 16 here on LFS on Saturday as Switzerland take on Italy. Saturday at 5 o'clock as the holders take on the runners-up in Group A. On Saturday, the two runners-up of Group A and Group B take each other on at 5 o'clock to kick off the round of 16. And then at 8 o'clock on Saturday, the hosts, Germany, take on Denmark. Previous winners, the 1992 winners, Denmark, are into the round of 16 and they face the hosts on Saturday at 8 o'clock. But that's it for the groups. It's been an incredible tournament so far and still a long way to go to decide our winner. But as I said, there have been stories, there have been moments, there have been wonderful goals and wonderful youngsters and incredible oldies to boot that have got a lot of experience in the game. But ultimately, in the end, the teams that go through all have a chance, and Georgia are the pick of the bunch. See you for the knockouts in 3 days' time. Night night.